Allison, thank you so much. Joining me now to talk more about cybersecurity is Dmitry Alperovich, the co-founder and executive chairman of Silverado Policy Accelerator. Thanks so much for giving us a few minutes. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
What is your main takeaway from this? Beyond gas prices, they go up and down depending on a variety of factors. To me, the big issue here is it once again illustrates how deeply vulnerable we are as a country to these kinds of attacks. It's frightening when you think about it.
You're absolutely right. And one of the issues we have right now is we're in the midst of a ransomware epidemic. We've seen hospital systems being attacked in the midst of a pandemic. We've seen school boards. We've seen police stations. The DC police department was just attacked in the last couple of weeks, where the criminals locked up the data and are now extorting the police department for ransom, just like we're seeing with Colonial. So these cases keep going up in numbers and in severity. And we'll see more critical infrastructure providers being attacked unless we find a way to actually deter these criminals.
And that's my thing. You think about a worst case scenario with this kind of issue, when they could tamper with software that the FAA uses to run planes, or shutting down a power grid in the middle of a excessive heat or excessive cold, and it puts people at risk. We live in this digital world, so everything is linked to some computer server sitting somewhere. Why does it seem like the U.S. is constant? Obviously, we're a constant target, but why are we, or does it seem that we are so vulnerable? And can we do anything quickly to get better?
Well, we have too much to protect. And the unfortunate thing is, when it comes to this physical infrastructure, the pipelines, the water supply stations, the electric utilities that provide us with power, we often think about the equipment that powers them, the physical equipment. And they run on their special networks called operational networks, OT networks. And it can often be hard for criminals to get to those networks. But the reality is that you don't even need to get to those networks to have an impact. As we've seen with Colonial, even if you just impact the IT network, the computers that run the business, that bill customers, that invoice customers, that figure out where the oil and the gas has to go, you can shut down that business without actually impacting the physical infrastructure, which is exactly what we saw here. So this is going to continue unless we find a way to actually deter these actors. And the reality is, the vast majority of them are operating out of Russia. Some of them are being harbored by Russian government. Some of them are actually being recruited by the Russian government. We don't know if that's the case with this group yet, but we need to start holding Russia accountable for the fact that they've been unwilling to cooperate with our investigations over the last 20 years and have not held these people to account.
And what officials said today was that this was kind of a criminal act. This was not coming at the behest of the Russian government, which the previous hack, that massive one a few months ago with the federal agencies as well as private businesses here. But the fact that these actors involved today were criminal but still based in Russia, even the president himself said today that Russia does bear some responsibility here. Would you describe Russia as our #1 cyber adversary based on a pretty startling track record the last several months?
Well, we have 4 primary adversaries that we face. We have Russia, we have China, we have Iran and North Korea, all present a major threat to us in terms of both our cyber infrastructure as well as our physical security. And all of them have been active, both with their intelligence service, with their military services, and in some cases with criminals that are operating within their borders. They're harbored and supported by their government. And that's certainly the case with Russia. Russia is one of the top actors in this space. It's not the only one, unfortunately, but it's no coincidence that the top adversaries that we face in cyberspace are the same ones that are the geopolitical adversaries for us today when it comes to our economic security and our national security.
And do you believe the U.S. has the capability to hit back as strongly, if not more strongly, than we ourselves get hit?
Well, there's no question that our cyber offensive capabilities are the best in the world. Our intelligence agency, the agencies, the NSA, the CIA, have incredible talent, incredible sophistication, better than anyone else in the world. The issue, of course, is that we don't engage in this blatant criminal activity that we see from other countries. We don't target their private sector for commercial gain. We don't destroy networks just for ransom or for financial gain as they do. So we constrain ourselves, and we would like to see other countries behave in this normative fashion, and of course they don't. And as a result, we need to figure out a way to cause them sufficient enough pain that they will actually stop this activity or clamp down on these groups that are executing this within their borders.
Well, and they're either going after money, disruption, or intelligence. No matter the motivation, it's frightening and seems like something needs to be done. Dimitri, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.